I'm Char, and welcome to the Yeah, That Happened playlist. This is where I share my personal experiences with paranormal activity in one form or another. So what I am going to share with you today is emotional. So if you don't want emotional, click away now. I went to a spirit night, to a psychic. I was invited through a friend's friend, and it was last summer solstice, so 2018, on the summer solstice. I traveled to a city I've never been to before with somebody that I had just met, and she's dear to my heart, to spend time with one of her friends in her home, where we had the absolute pleasure of having a spirit night. So what that is there was a group, maybe 7 or 8 women. The only person I knew was the girl I went with and the host, but I'd only met the host once. And oh my God, my connection with her was just fantastic. She's like, I want to invite you to something. And I'm like, I'll go anywhere you say. Like, just that kind of really awesome connection. And so it was the first time that I have been read or had been open in a group setting for a spirit message from the other side. So it's not like she was reading cards. This woman was absolutely fantastic. Michaela is her name. And I was just so fascinated by her. She's this wonderful Irish woman, and she practices the native ways and calls on the ancestors and the spirits, and she just channels. And being able to watch that and be a part of that was absolutely soul-wrenching and such an amazing phenomenon. And I'm very blessed to be able to have been a part of it. So what she did is she closed the circle and sang a prayer and called on the ancestors and played her drum and protected us all. And we all became open with our hearts, and there was no judgment, and we were in a group of strangers. Like, we did not know one another, and already anxiety is high. You're doing this, you're in a different city, you're with a group of people you don't know. Let's bare our souls because we're protected. Okay, so there was a few ladies that had gone ahead of me, and I lost my mom on Father's Day in 2011. So some time ago. And this is, I kind of, I practiced with my mom, so we joked a lot. Like, whoever dies first, you better come back and haunt me. And that's the standing with a lot of my friends as well. So waiting, and I have a couple of her tarot decks, and so playing with them and just feeling that loss of like my partner and my mom, my confidant. And so being a part of this spirit night was really, really scary, but it was a fantastic and phenomenal experience all the same. So what I'd like to do today is just share with you. We were allowed to record, not on video, we're allowed to record the audio of our messages. And there was a couple of times where I'm just like staring at Michaela, and she's like, you're really interested in this, aren't you? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I don't mean to infringe. And she was so kind to be able to answer some questions for me about her craft afterwards. Like, the message was great, but I'm really intrigued by you. So it's taken almost a year, and wanting to share this with you because it's absolutely fantastic. And then I got some exciting stuff at the end of it, which prompted me to share this. So let me find this video, and you'll hear it as I did. And I'll pause along the way, and we'll talk. Welcome to my online life.
Alright, and I'm feeling that this motorcycle rolled, correct? Yes, it rolled. Okay, and this is a male?
My mom and stepdad were on the
Yeah, okay, I was going to tell you that there was a male and a female. Yeah, okay. Now, is the female on the other side? Yeah, okay, alright, because, yeah, don't tell me too much because I wanted to validate because I felt like a male, but then also got a female.
So when she says, don't tell me too much, I want to validate. How it was working for her, she's getting all these messages firing at her from the other side, from all these people in the room, and she actually had to put my mom on hold. Like, my mom was a very aggressive person, so she'd be like, I have to say something. But she's dealing with all these messages from the energies in the room. So when she's like, I need to validate, you don't give her too much, because she needs to discern who she's talking to and where that message is supposed to be. So it's not about guessing or anything. It's just putting the appropriate message to the person in the room. And it gets very loud. From what I'm told, like, people are trying to contact, right?
Okay. All right. And I'm feeling that this motorcycle.
Oh, it went to the beginning.
Correct. Yes, it rolled. Okay. And this is a male.
My mom and stepdad were on the
Yeah, okay. I was going to tell you that there was a male and a female.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, is the female on the other side? Yeah, okay. All right, because, yeah, don't tell me too much, because I wanted to validate, because I felt like a male, but then I also got a female. So, like, yes, okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling a rolling. But, okay, this is your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. She's saying here that you're doing very well out here. She says that you made a good move there, and you're really trying to establish your footing right now. She said that she's been like whispering in one of your children's ears. You have children?
My son?
Okay. This effed me hard. So we moved out to Manitoba from BC 3 years ago now. 2 years ago when I had this done. And it was a big move, and a lot of my friends and family didn't believe we were going to do it, but kind of thought we would. So we up and moved across the country because that's what we wanted to do. Many reasons for that, but that's how that happened. And always just wondering if Mom would, like, understand why. And she totally does. Like, we've moved a lot in my life, so moving to Manitoba, no big deal. Now, at the time, my son was dealing with depression, suicidal depression, and it was really, really hard. It was really hard as a mom going through that with him and not having my mom. So knowing that she should be there to watch my kids, and I've put that onus on her. And I put that onus on her in prayer. Like, I need you here. You have to be here. You need to protect this kid. And so having the validation was absolutely fantastic for this. So just listen. Just listen to what she's saying.
Been like whispering in one of your children's ears. You have children?
My son?
Yeah, whispering in the ear, whispering in his ear, trying to make contacts that he shares with you, that she is present, but then also he is present. The stepfather, is it?
My father's passed as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I can't remember what I just said there. Yeah, okay, he is present, she is present, yes, okay. And,
I was also giving my deceased father direction on what he should be doing at that time too. Yeah, he passed away when I was like 21. So a long time ago. He did get to meet the boys before he passed. So I think that's where Michaela was getting mixed messages also, because I had told him that he needed to be there for his grandson. I also instructed my grandmother. So, you know, here I am bossing around dead people, but that's what I needed because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it on my own. And he was in a place where he needed them. And I'm almost wondering if them trying to contact him helped him through it or made it a little bit more muddled. That's a whole other story that will be in the mental health playlist. And It was effing intense. So this really hit home, like, that she would know. And I just want to say, like, I know none of these people. They spelled my name incorrectly on the invitation at the home. Like, they couldn't have done any research on me on Facebook or, you know, like, it wasn't that kind of thing. This is a total genuine sort of thing. So hearing this just nailed everything all home. Okay, let's carry on and listen to this. We gotta get through this message.
Okay, he is present, she is present, yes, okay. And, all right, okay. I'm seeing a man here that just had that kind of little bit of a beard here, just that one piece. Somebody with like, where they don't shave that one spot.
Like the soul patch thing?
Yeah.
It could be several men.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, they all looked at me like, oh my god. No, it could be hubby, it could have been like my stepdad, it could have been a number of male friends in my life that have significant importance. Because a lot of the males, my kid's father wore his face like that. So there's a lot of men in my life that actually have that facial style. It just sounded really, really bad there. All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
That kid. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm getting that energy. Okay. Yes, your mom says that you need to take care of your health.
Yep.
Especially reproductive area, ovaries, uterus, cervix, all that.
It is not like she knew that I have endometriosis. That didn't come up at all in any conversations at all while I was there. And we were there maybe only an hour before we did all this so people could relax, have a drink, you know. Like, there is no way she would know about that. And yes, Mom.
That's a place where you seem to suffer if you do. Okay, yeah, because that's the mother principle. Yes, she says that she's been a light hanging over you now for a while, and she's given me the month of December as being relevant. December.
It was her month. She really enjoyed Christmas, the festivities,
okay,
the family.
Yeah, okay, because December's strong for her.
Yeah.
Okay, now she also says that, okay, the checkbook here, the checkbook. Like, be steady with that, be steady. Don't keep writing checks. Save your money, what you do have. Things will become brighter and wider. You will probably move onto the land if you...
Okay, the check. She kept like doing this motion, like, and you know my mom would say, don't write checks your ass can't cash. Like, seriously, I have a mouth, it goes off. And my mom would be like, watch your mouth, don't write checks your ass can't cash. Plus monetary, like I'm very heavy on the budget. So making sure we have enough to make ends meet, planning ahead, things like that. But I'm really thinking right there, it was don't write checks your ass can't cash. In other words, watch your mouth, girl. Where are we here? Yeah.
Not already onto the land.
Yeah, that's their goal.
Yeah, if you're not already, I would say in a 3-year, it feels like a 3 to 4 year period, things need to get settled with finances. She says that you are very rich in earth energy and that you...
Okay, so our goals, like from BC, was to hit land. So we ended up buying a house on a half acre, which is a lily pad stop for a larger plot of land that we are wanting to get, where we can practice our gardening, the aquaponics, earthship building, permaculture, everything that we do on the other channels. So literally, we are in the middle of smashing goals. Our next step is to get onto land. And hubby's been looking at land. I've been looking at land. We are looking at just getting onto acreage. Not a half acre, but hundreds of acres. So for her to actually say, you're going to get on the land. Hey, we just had a big move out to Manitoba. Who's moving now, right? We are. We're going to have our land to do this on. It's going to be fantastic.
Like to spend a lot of time there, especially in this weather. She says that you're going to actually build something on your land, build some gardens or something.
Our goal is to build earth ships.
Yeah, okay, yeah. What ships?
Earth ships.
Oh.
Off-grid living.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So I'm seeing this building something, yeah, okay. And she wants you to, okay, who's Carol? Carol? She just mentioned a Carol. Is there one in the town? Carol?
We have a Carol at town, yeah.
Okay, so Carol, Carol, I have a sister-in-law, Carol. My ex-husband's brother's ex-girlfriend. Okay, you follow that? I love her dearly. She and I are still in contact, watching our kids grow, like, and we're not super tight, but when I had this reading, I'm like, oh, Carol, I just went to a psychic thing, and I needed to talk to Carol in the town, or you. And I'm like, you're the first person I thought of, because, you know, like, we're sister-in-laws, and, are you okay? Now, my sister-in-law, Carol, has been through a lot. Her and her husband are leading a fabulous life. They're living their best life, and I'm so, so proud of her. She's like, no, thanks for checking in with me. It's not me. Well, it turns out I found out who the Carol was, and we needed each other. So I did a reading for her. I came out of the witchy kind of closet here, and we helped each other. So I actually played this message for her when I was thanking her profusely for allowing me to do this for her. But I had to wait for her to come to me at the right time. And wow, what a blessing it is. And to be able to be like, look, we needed each other. We're supposed to be together at this moment in time. Just kind of having this message with me was so fantastic to share with her. Let's get this tablet going again. Hello. There we go.
Carol, is there one in the town? Carol?
We have a Carol at town, yeah.
Yeah, is the Carol at town?
A friend, Carol, maybe?
There's a Carol. I got the word town. Okay, I feel like she's suffering a lot. She's suffering. She needs direction. Okay, yes. And
It was beautiful.
You're ready to kind of make your way to, okay, did you want to learn tarot cards?
I read.
Bingo!
Tarot cards, okay, because I'm seeing tarot cards, and I'm seeing like, there's a new deck.
Taking it the next step, yeah.
A new deck?
Always, yeah.
Yeah, there's a new deck that you're supposed to get your hands
Always
on.
a new deck.
And you'll know what they are when you...
I actually know what the deck is. It came to me, and they are very elusive right now. It's the Heart of Fairy Oracle by Brian Froud to complement my Fairy Oracle and her Fairy Oracle. So I knew that as soon as she said it because I had found that deck, and it is completely unattainable for me at this moment. But I know I need to get it, and I've gotten other decks meanwhile, which have been very valuable, but I'm pretty sure that is the one because that is the one yeah. That's how I know that. Okay, where are we?
See them, it's just like there's a new deck.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, she says that you're once bitten, twice shy, so you don't trust. You don't trust anyone, you don't trust anything. It's one of those life lessons that you need to learn. She says that you need to put some energy and effort into maybe doing some readings, maybe like putting the effort in and not think that it's going to just dissolve. You do like to kind of finish things before they start in your head. She says it's going to take you a while to do this, but you need to really focus on that. She says you're a proud mom.
Okay, so getting into the cards, I've been talking about doing this for like a couple of years, and then it took me a long time to get comfortable to be able to admit, hey, you know what? I am a witch. I follow a pagan path. I read tarot cards. And everybody's like, oh, that's so scary. And I'm like, you know what? You've known me for a couple of years now. And now you want to build judgment against me based on a preconceived notion? I hope I rock your world. But as far as cards go, I am learning them. And it takes that step because I just, like, sometimes you just need that reassurance. And I've got a lovely friend of mine. She's like, come read with me. And I can't. I'm not as qualified as you are. But I guess my qualifications are in my own and the gifts that I'm given. So being able to have that confidence is, this kind of just gave me that reassurance. But it still has been slow going. Like, it hasn't been until this last year that I did set up some playlists and I've really come out of my shell that way. But this last year is just where it's kind of been. So what are we talking about now? Oh my. And yeah, I was like recording screen down, so I don't even have a screen here to go
Focus on that. She says you're a proud mom.
Yeah.
A proud mom.
Yep.
Very proud.
My son just graduated.
Yeah, you're a proud mom, she says. And you like what you've seen so far in him. Yeah.
So I've got two boys. One of them is in BC. He's married. Him and his wife got married last year. And absolutely stellar young man. Handsome, smart, loving, caring. He's got a good group of friends around him. He's in a really good place. And then my other son, after coming out of that depression, he managed to graduate high school. He's found himself a love and he is engaged to be married next year. So I am very, very proud of my boys. And I tell them every single time that I talk to them, I'm like, dude, I love you. And I am so proud of you for whatever they're doing in their life right now. So yes, I am a very, very proud mom. They're amazing kids.
And you will find him, it feels okay, he's going to Brandon. He's going to Brandon. He's going to go to school in Brandon.
Okay.
Maybe university or college.
We've been pushing him for that, yep.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to Brandon, and you're to let him go to Brandon.
Yeah.
He needs to go.
He does.
He needs to go, he needs to find himself. I think he's quite happy here. No?
No.
Okay, well he will be.
Hopefully,
He
yeah.
will be.
I think that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did not move to Brandon yet. He has moved to another town. And he is living with his fiance. And he is very, very happy here now. I'm really glad that she had said that because it gave me hope, knowing that he was going to pull out and actually come out happy because of this. So he has moved to another town at this moment. He has been for a while, and he is sincerely, in his heart, happy at this time. There we go.
Probably when he gets his freedom.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yes, he's very understanding now.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said when he gets his freedom. So this is also going to be touched more on in the mental health playlist. But he ended up in a situation caused by somebody else, made up on false pretenses, that ended up with him being in the court system. And it wasn't until this last February that he was given his freedom. Like, absolutely no more court bullshit. That is a huge story in another playlist. But yes, he has his freedom. That is literally what she was talking about. Let's carry on.
I feel he's going to be happy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I feel that the death was very smooth. It was smooth. I feel like they both went smoothly to the spirit side. They wanted to do that together. Yeah.
She passed in the accident, and that was the only death that was there.
Okay. Okay, but who is the man I saw?
That's her husband,
Yeah.
or it could be my biological father.
Yeah.
And they split when I was very young.
Okay. I can't go back. I don't remember what I said.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. something that they wanted to go to.
Ah! There was a bit of confusion about a man that had been hanging around, and because all my grandpas and my father had passed, it's very confusing to know who that could possibly be. Plus, there's other things. Anyway, so that's why I'm really curious. It wasn't making sense to me about which man. I think I needed more details about the situation so that I could, oh, this tablet's griefing me, so that I could make sense of it, because there were, like I said, quite a few men in my life that could be.
But that still means something, that they wanted to go together, or it might not mean to the spirit side together, or she wanted to go with, she was with him, right? She was with someone on a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to go together on the bike.
They're on a trip.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any connection to Penticton?
Yes, ma'am. It's my town.
Okay. So
Dead on.
Okay, that was a little freaky. A lot of people don't know how to say Penticton, where I'm from, let alone just like bring it up so smooth. Ooh, smoothness right there. You know what I think about Penticton? Yeah, I spent 15 years of my life there, raised my kids there, what? I don't want to go back.
Penticton.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And a lot of struggles there.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I guess, substance abuse around there. Yeah.
She cleaned up drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, substance abuse, and creating a lot of drama. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you'll go back either.
No, ma'am.
No.
My mom cleaned up from drugs and alcohol when I was 15 years old. She went to a recovery house, spent some time in a women's house, and really did a good job of cleaning up. She had over 25 years clean and sober when she died. And that was one of her greatest accomplishments in life, aside from having us fabulous children. That was one of the things that she was the most proud of, because she was, as she put it, a drugstore junkie. And that's for a whole other topic of conversation. She was an amazing mom. I'm just going to say that. And when she cleaned up when I was 15, it was a pivotal point in our lives that she needed to do that. So, on that note, it was very, very dramatic. The two different lifestyles of how she lived her life at the end there, and just being clean and having people from her AA group come out and celebrate her life. Just it was one of her biggest accomplishments. So the fact that this woman like knew that our family had, and like it's not just her, there's other people in my family that have cleaned up as well. Yeah, our whole family has suffered alcoholism and drug abuse for many generations. So it's very interesting that she would like nail it so hard like that. And no, I don't want to go back to Penticton. There are other places to check out before I go back there. I do miss my friends and family there, but it is not the place to live for me anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you'll go back either.
No, ma'am.
Visiting is fun.
Feels like that part of your life is done. And that you will make a very good income working your land and working with spirit.
Fair.
She says try not to tell too many people around you what your plan is. It's very competitive where you are.
Oh, I gotta back that one up. Hold on.
Working your land and working with spirit.
Fair.
She says try not to tell too many people around you what your plans are.
Huh. Okay, so working with land and working with spirit. Yeah, it's kind of what we're doing now. And I'm kind of diving into this wholeheartedly. So it's letting go and having faith with the universe right now. And this next part, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's very competitive where you are. There's a lot of competitive women in that town.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. And that you have to make a pact with yourself that you're not going to let them know. There's a group of 3 there. 3 women that kind of, hover together and kind of see what's going on.
The bully group.
Around the town. Yeah.
Yes.
It's those 3.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So while I'm getting told I have trust issues, which I know I do, I'm getting warned at the end of it, watch out for these women, which I already had on my list. At this point in time, what had happened? It was last year. The co-op had just closed, so we had all lost our jobs at the grocery store. And people were a little intimidated by how I was working or just chose to not like me. And I know what she is talking about, and I know who she is talking about. And it was just kind of a confirmation for me. So when I totally cut these people out of my life, like, okay, I'm unfollowing you on these social medias, I am not going out of my way to talk to you anymore, things got better. However, I knew who 2 of them were. And the 3rd one just came out this recently. So having been told that, I truly, fully, wholeheartedly believed it. And had my guard up. Because, you know, it was hard. And when you're like, this is happening to me, and somebody's going, well, no, it's not, because they're not that kind of person. You know what? Yeah, they fucking are. Yeah, they are. And, you know, I don't want to get along with everybody. I don't have to get along with everybody, but I try not to be a big a-hole to everybody. But I'll stand up for myself, and I'll stand up for other people. And if you're doing something that is just wrong, I'll let you know you're being an a-hole. Like, that's just stupid. So it has caused a few conflicts with some people, and I don't care. I really don't. The phrase that I think of is, don't ask me to lower your standards or lower my standards when you should be raising yours. So no names, I don't care. I don't have energy to put in their direction. And guess what? Bullshit around them stop happening to me. Imagine that. So yeah, I appreciate the heads up. Thank you. This video is taking forever. Where are we here? All right, we're almost at the end.
Not to tell too many people around you. Make a pact with yourself that you're not going to let them.
Yes.
It's those 3 competitive women in that town.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And that you have to make a pact with yourself that you're not going to let them know. There's a group of 3 there. 3 women that kind of, hover together and kind of see what's going on.
The bully group.
Around the town. Yeah.
Yes.
It's those 3.
Yep.
And also she is with a dog on the other side.
Kita.
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny that she would mention that she is with a dog on the other side. My mom adopted a dog, an Akita Husky Cross. And that was my little brother, as we called him. And he was a part of her life for a very long time. A very long time. You know, when like couples get together and the kids are grown up and everything and they kind of have like a pet together? That was my mom and my stepdad's baby. And she had determined that his birthday was the same as mine. So we'd get cake and mom would write happy birthday Char and happy birthday Kita. And he was a good little dog. He was so sad after mom died. But he got to go and live with grandpa. And he lived his best life there with other dogs. So yes, it's nice to know that her and her pup are together again. All right, here we go. A little bit more.
And she likes her life very much in spirit. And she gives you many, many hugs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So there we go. That was my first message night on summer solstice. It was so powerful. It was such a relief and so fantastic to have messages from the other side. And being in a position where I didn't know anybody. And I've always wanted to do something like this, but there are major trust issues that I do have. So thank you very much, Spirit. Thank you, Michaela. Oh my gosh. Thank you, my host and my friends. And thank you guys for sitting through this and sharing with me my first ever Spirit Night. There is a follow-up video. I'm going to shoot it now, but I'm going to put it in a separate video. And I'll explain why it prompted me to do this one. All right, until then, thanks for hanging out here with me on my channel. And click one of these boxes that'll take you to the video. Hit the subscribe button right there with the notification bell so you know when I upload. And if there's anything that you would like to see, let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for hanging out here with me. Bright blessings to you.